Are you? Are you ready for a new lesson? Yes. So, in this lesson, we are going to discuss Unit 5, Oxford Progressive English, and the topic is Let's Check. So, pages we are going to cover are page number 26 and page number 27. So, this unit number 5, is revision of all the 4 units we have discussed from Unit 1 to Unit 4. So let's start our revision. First of all, here comes the use of will and going to. For Unit 2, E-Polls Computers, we have discussed the use of will and going to. And we have read that we use will in the sentence when we are talking about instant decisions. The decisions that are made at the time of speaking. And we use going to when we talk about our future plans. When we talk about the things that we have planned already. So let's have some practice of it. You can see on your screens and also in your books at page number 26, exercise 1, use of will and going to. This is an email and we are given blank spaces and we have to fill these spaces with either going to or will. So let's start reading email. It says, Dear Judy, thank you for your long email all about yourself and your family. Good luck with your Italian lessons. If you like, I send you a CD of some Italian songs. So I send you a CD of Italian songs if you like. So this decision depends upon the opinion of the other person. So this is the instant decision that is made at the time of speaking. We will add I will. So that is filled on your screens as well. I am attaching some photos of my family. If they don't come through, tell me and I send them again. And again she have to make the decision when the other person will tell her that if they have received the photos or not. So this will be I will send them again. The rest of the exercise you have to do by yourself. It's very easy and also you are given answers for this. You can check them in the end at the end of the video. So do this exercise yourself. I will read it once for you. This weekend we are going to visit my uncle. This blank is solved again for you to understand the difference between use of will and going to. We are going to visit my uncle this weekend. So this is a planned decision. Planning. They have planned already that this weekend they are going to visit her uncle. So we will add going to. And aunt who live by the sea. It's my aunt's birthday. So we are going to have a family lunch party. Next term I take dancing lessons. Again I take dancing lessons next term. This is planning. I already do gym and go to drama club. So I think I enjoy it. I am going to or I will. Now you have to take the decision. My grandmother had just arrived for supper. I email you again soon, I promise. Love, Maria. So we use will when we talk about sudden decisions and going to when we talk about planning or intended decision. Do this exercise. The next exercise is exercise 2 at page number 26. This exercise is about the parts of computer like mouse, CPU, monitor, joystick, printer or power supply that we have also done in our unit 2, lesson number 2. So what you have to do, go to page number 9 and open the exercise there and then revise it from there and come back at this page number 26 and solve exercise number 2. It's very easy. Exercise number 3 is the magic dragon. We are given some notes. What we are going to do, read the notes about magic dragon and then decide what is done before and what is done after. So let's read these notes. First one is reached earth, then landed on the mountain, then breathed on the snow, then drank the water, then saw some smoke, then put out the fire, then heard a cry for help, then rescued a climber, and then flew into the air. The arrows used show that which action happened first and which action happened later. So what we are going to do in this exercise, we are going to practice a use of conjunction after. This is exercise number 1 at page number 27. We are given some questions and we have to answer these questions by using the conjunction after. We are going to answer by using conjunction after. Let's discuss our questions. Question number 1 is, when did the dragon landed on the mountain? So look at the notes. It says it reached earth, then landed on the mountain. The answer would be, it landed on the mountain after it had reached earth, because we have to use the conjunction after. We tell that it landed on the mountain after it had reached earth. The note that comes before is used on the second part of the sentence. Question number 2. When did it breathe on the snow? It breathed on the snow after it had landed on the mountain. Question number 3. When did it drink the water? So it breathed on the snow, then it drank the water. The answer would be, it drank the water after it had breathed on the snow. Question number 4. Did it see some smoke before or after it had drunk the water? So it drank the water first, then it saw some smoke. So it means that the action happened after drinking the water. The answer would be, it saw some smoke after it had drunk the water. Question 5. Did it hear a cry for help before or after it had put out the fire? Put out the fire, then heard a cry for help. So it heard a cry for help after it had put out the fire. Question number 6. When did it rescue a climber? It rescued a climber after it had heard a cry for help. Question 7. When did it fly into the air again? It flew into the air again after it had rescued the climber. So this exercise is a practice of the conjunction after. Do practice at home and also write these answers in your notebook. Okay, next exercise. Exercise number 2 is at page number 27. Making passive voice of simple present tense. We are given a recipe here and we have to share this recipe in passive sentences. The sentences we are given here are active voice. Let's look at the first sentence. First, they fry the onion with the garlic. And if you remember, we have read the difference between active and passive. In active sentences, we know the subject. And in passive sentences, we do not know who is the doer of the action. So, identify which sentence is active. First, they fry the onions with garlic. Or, first the onions are fried with the garlic. Tell me, which sentence is active sentence? Again, active sentences are those sentences which have a subject. First, they fry the onions. First, the onions are fried. So at the part 1, first they fry the onions with the garlic because they is the subject, so this is active voice. And to convert it into a simple passive sentence, we use the third form of verb past participle with is, am, are, that are auxiliary verbs. If you are still unclear about passive sentence, I would recommend to go back and listen to that lesson again. So the passive for this sentence, first to fry the onions with the garlic is, first the onions are fried with the garlic. Then they beat the eggs in a bowl. The subject is they, and when we convert it into simple passive, we have to do three things. First, we will bring this object. They beat the eggs is object. When we bring the object to the subject position, like you can see in the sentence, then the eggs that are object are at the subject position. Then we use the auxiliary verb. Number 1 is we bring the object to subject position. Number 2 is we add auxiliary verb is, am, are. Number 3 is we add past participle form of verb, that is beaten, third form of verb. And number 4 is we drop the subject. Then the eggs are beaten in a bowl. So where did the subject go? They beat the eggs. We have dropped the subject they. In passive voice, we do not add subject. Number 3 is they eat pancakes in winter. The subject is they. Action is eating pancakes. Eating, action is eating, and pancakes are object. So we will bring object at the subject position. Pancakes at the start of sentence. Pancakes are eaten in the winter. Number 4, they freeze the ice cream in the cold stores. The ice cream is object. The ice creams are frozen in the cold store. Number 5, they grow wheat in the USA. In previous lesson, we have read the past participles of certain verbs that are grow, freeze, beat. So what is past participle of the verb grow? Grown. Object in this sentence is wheat. It will come at first. Wheat is grown in the USA. Number 6. They build large storerooms for wheat. Large storerooms are built for the wheat. Number 7. They sell the wheat later in the year. The wheat is sold later in the year. Remember 4 steps. Number 1. Bring the object at the subject position. Number 2. Add the auxiliary verb is, am, are. Number 3. Add the past participle form of verb. Number 4. Drop the subject. So this is how you are going to make present simple passive. Let's discuss our next exercise, practice exercise 3, page number 27. This exercise is dialogue making. And we have also tried to make dialogues in our previous lesson. I think in lesson number 3. In unit number 3. So we are given some words. For example, we are given atlas and torn pages. Atlas is basically a book that contains maps. So we are given two words, two situations, and we have to make a dialogue. Like we have the words atlas and torn pages. A says, I have just bought a new atlas. Look. And B says, I see some of the pages are torn. Torn pages of atlas. Had you noticed? A says, oh no, they are definitely torn. And B says, did you notice it in the shop? A, no, it was still in its box. B says, if I were you, I would take it back to the shop. They will exchange it or give you your money back. This is one dialogue that I have done for you. So you can see in making dialogue, in the first conversation, in the first part, they report their problem. A says, I have bought an atlas, and B says, it is torn. The pages are torn. That is reporting the problem. In the second part of conversation, they are discussing about it, how did they find. And in the last part of conversation, one is giving advice to other or giving a solution to other. So in this way you are going to make 2 more dialogues, and the words given to you are trousers and torn, jug and cracked. So you can see in the first, trousers are torn. Make up a dialogue. In the second part, jug is cracked. Okay, to tell you that you can also upload your dialogues in the comment section, so other will be able to read your dialogue. You can upload your dialogue about torn trousers and cracked jugs in the comment section. All will be able to check each other's work. This was all from Oxford Progressive today. So we will move to our English grammar lesson number 7. And pages we are going to cover are page number 25 and page number 27. So lesson number 7 is sentences, and in this lesson we are going to read about direct speech and mainly spoken words. So in this sentence, what we are going to learn, we are going to identify what is a direct speech and what are spoken words. First of all, we will discuss what is direct speech. Direct speech is said to the sentences that are the exact words of the person who speaks or exact words of the speaker. For example, you are telling others about something that someone else has told you, and you are going to speak in the same words that someone else has spoken. So this will be direct speech. Like when we write actual words of the speaker, you can look at the example. The shopkeeper replied, "The bag is for £1." For example, any one of you goes shopping and he asks the shopkeeper, how much is the bag? And the shopkeeper says that the bag is for £1. So you go back home or back to school and tell your friend that the shopkeeper replied, or the shopkeeper said that the bag was for £1. So when you tell this information in the exact words of the shopkeeper, that would be direct speech. And direct speech is always given between inverted commas. You can see in the example, the bag is for £1. This is direct speech, and it is given between inverted commas that are 2 commas on both sides of the sentence. Let us have some more identification of direct speech. You are given both direct speeches and indirect speeches, and it's very easy to find the direct speech because direct speech always have inverted commas with it. Let's see at the sentences. She said, "I can swim." So you are talking about someone who told you that she can swim, and you say in the same words as she has said. She said, "I can swim." This is direct speech. And what is indirect speech? You tell this information in your own words. She said that she could swim. So this is your information in your words. This is indirect speech. She said, "I must go." Direct speech. She said she had to go. Indirect speech. She said, "I may drive there." the exact words of the speaker. She said that she might drive there. Indirect speech interpreted information. She said, "Shall we start?" And she asked if we should start. So this is how we differentiate between direct speech and indirect speech. In direct speech, mostly we say the words we say the exact words of the speaker, and in indirect speech we give the information in our own words. And how to identify the direct speech? By inverted commas. She said, "I will call you." She said she would call me. So you can easily differentiate between a direct speech and indirect speech. Let's come to exercise. Let us understand. So these words that are in inverted commas, that are the direct speech. The words that are the exact words of the speaker, actual words of the speaker, are called spoken words. What they are called? Yes, they are called spoken words. The exact words of the speaker are called spoken words. So we have to underline the spoken words in our books, but here they are highlighted in your video. You can see, "I must leave now or I will get late," said Silky. So the words that are in inverted commas are spoken words or is direct speech. These are called spoken words. You are going to underline these in your book. Number 2 is, "The gardener said the grass is too wet, I shall cut it tomorrow." So which one is direct speech? Yes, the one that is in inverted commas. "The grass is too wet, I shall cut it tomorrow." Number 3, "I'm playing a role of a princess in the play," Sheena told her mother. Identify the direct speech and underline it. Identify the spoken words and underline it. "Mr. Benson said I need to go to the doctor immediately." "Could you please help me finish the work?" asked Tony. So it's very easy to identify that spoken words and also underline them in your books. Come to practice exercise A. This says, "Put inverted commas around spoken words." In the previous exercise, we have seen that the words in inverted commas are spoken words. And here we have to identify the spoken words, and we have to put inverted commas around them. First is, "Please help me lift this box," Toby said to his friend. So identify which is the exact word of speaker. "Please help me lift this box." So what we have to do? Put inverted commas around these spoken words. Put the commas before please, and put the commas after box, and also a regular comma before Toby and after box. Number 2, his mother said to him, "You must pack your bags before you go to bed." His mother said to him, "You must pack your bags before you go to bed." Identify the spoken words and put inverted commas around them. "Sheena left her lunchbox in school yesterday. Please help her find it," Sheena's mother said to her teacher. Identify the spoken words. Do these exercises in your books and come back to the video to check if you have done the right thing or not. These exercises are all solved for you. Number 4, "I want to become a pilot when I grow up," David told his friend. "And I love to listen to animal stories," said Jim. Do you know what are spoken words? Are you clear about the idea of direct speech and spoken words? Yes, I hope so. Come to practice exercise B. Come on, man. Okay. So you are given a dialogue between Ulysses and his men. So what you are going to do, identify the spoken words, put inverted commas around them, and also start the paragraph from a new line when a new speaker starts speaking. For example, "Come on, men, cut a post from the trunk that the cruel giant brought home," said Ulysses to his men. So the spoken words are, "Come on, men, cut a post from the trunk that the cruel giant brought home." Put inverted commas around spoken words and a comma after spoken words. Put full stop after men. Do this in your book and start a new line for the new speaker. The next speaker is, "What do we do with it, sir?" asked one of the men. In the first sentence, Ulysses was speaking. In the second sentence, his man is speaking. So, we will put inverted commas around "What do we do with it, sir?" And if we have to put interrogative with the spoken words, the interrogative will also come under inverted commas. So do it in this way. "Cut it and make it smooth," Ulysses is speaking again, "so that it does not hurt our hands. We shall use it to ram it in the hand to break open the door," said Ulysses. "But it will be very difficult to ram it," said the second man. "We must do it or we all are dead. The wicked giant will eat us all up," Ulysses explained to his men. Exercise is solved for you. Do it in your book. Okay, this was all from today's lesson. Take very good care. Allah Hafiz.